So you're curious about Christianity, you're curious about God, and you feel this kind of like inkling to want to start a relationship with Him. That's why you clicked on the video. Maybe there have been Christian videos popping up on your TikTok For You page, and it's kind of opened your mind, opened your heart to God. Whatever the case is, I don't know why you clicked on this video. You are open to learning more about starting a relationship with God. I'm so glad that you're here. And that's what this video is for, is giving you some steps, giving you a little guide on starting your relationship with God. So let's go ahead and hop right in. I just want to get a few things out of the way already before we start. Number one, you do not have to be perfect in order to have a relationship with God. A lot of people, especially Christians, by the picture that they display to the world, people think you have to be perfect. People think that there's nothing wrong with you. There's not a flaw. There's not a speck. It's actually the opposite. If you have read the Bible or have heard any stories about the Bible, it's always an imperfect, hurting, or broken soul that is being saved by God. God does not expect you to be perfect. So if you feel like you need to clean up your act or stop doing something before inviting Him into your life, that is false. He accepts you and loves you as you are. He wants you to invite Him in when things are bad, so that He can come in and help clean up and heal you and things of that nature. But don't think you have to be perfect, like you have to give some things up. That happens along the path with Him. Like, of course, He doesn't want you to stay the same. He wants you to grow and to transform and become better, because that's really what life is all about, whether you're Christian or not. But he doesn't expect you to be perfect coming to Him. He expects you to have some flaws and that your life isn't perfect. So get that out of your head. You don't need to be perfect to come to Him. Number two, get out of your head that your life is going to be perfect and you will never face any pain or trial when you come to Christ. That is false as well. You're going to continue to face a lot of trials and tribulations and face things that people that aren't even Christian deal with. You're still going to experience heartbreak. You're still going to experience grief, confusion, pain, trauma. Like, that's inevitable as a human being. You're going to face hardship. The only difference is that you have a companion, you have someone by your side when you go through it, someone who can help you through it. But by all means, you giving your life to Christ does not eliminate any pain or any trial. So get that out of your head now. If you think that when you give your life to God, that it's going to be perfect. Of course, He's going to transform it. We're going to see differences. We're going to see things improve, but we're still going to experience hard times at the end of the day. And number three, do not compare your walk with God with someone else's. This is something that I still struggle with. Try not to do this, okay? Comparison is a thief of joy, period. You should not be comparing your life or any circumstance that's going on in your life with someone else's. So you definitely should not do that on a spiritual aspect either, okay? Everyone's walk with God is different. Everybody experiences God differently. They hang out and spend time with God differently. Some people have different convictions compared to someone else. Everybody's relationship is different at the end of the day, okay? So don't judge someone else's walk if you don't want someone to judge yours. But don't go in with this comparison, I'm not doing as much as this person, they're probably getting blessed more than me because they're doing this and I'm not doing it. No, don't do that. Do not compare. So now that I've got those three things out the way, we can now jump into kind of the steps, the things that you can do to start your relationship with God. So the first thing that I would do when starting a relationship with God is I would acknowledge Him and I would ask Him to open my heart and my mind to this new life that I'm interested in starting. Maybe you've gone to church and you did the salvation prayer and now you're wanting to start your walk with God. Whatever the case is, if you don't feel comfortable doing the salvation prayer, which is, saying that Jesus died for your sins and that you're dedicating your life to Him, if that feels uncomfortable to you, overwhelming to you, because why would I dedicate my life to someone who I don't know? I want to learn and know about Him first. I'm not gonna knock you if that's the mindset that you have. I am here to kind of tell you things that I've done or that I do that have helped my relationship. And if you need to take these things in baby steps and do one thing consistently for a month before adding something else, whatever it is, don't feel ashamed of that. Like, do this how you see fit and what you are comfortable with. Okay, but if you don't want to do the salvation prayer, at least acknowledging God and praying to him like, hey, like, I'm interested in starting this walk with you. I admit I'm a little wary, I'm a little hesitant, I'm a little doubtful, but you know, I want to open my mind and heart to this. I pray that you do open my mind and heart to this, and I invite you into my life and to see what happens. You can literally say that verbatim if you want to, but I do think that is important. Having this open heart posture, if you will, having an open mindset and telling God that, I think that's a great way to start your walk with him. So yeah. The next thing I would do, I would download the Bible app. The Bible app is free. It's for Android, it's for iPhone, whoever has a cell phone. You can download the Bible app. Billions, if not billions, millions of people have downloaded this app. It has the Bible in it, but it also contains devotionals and Bible plans and verses of the day, which basically change every day because, well, it's a verse of the day. And I think that's a great way to start your relationship with God is, you know, waking up in the morning, opening the Bible app, seeing what the verse of the day is. Someone is going to read you that verse of the day and then give you a breakdown of it as well. This could be a pastor, a Christian content creator, someone in leadership in the Christian space. They're going to tell you what the verse is and their breakdown of it. People from all over the world do the verse of the day, and it's quick. It takes like a minute or 2 minutes max. And I just think that's a good way to take baby steps in hearing God's word and getting a breakdown of it. And yeah, I just think that's a great start to your day. So the Bible app is great. Start off with your verse of the day. You can also read the Bible in there if you would like. If you don't have a physical Bible, don't want to buy a physical Bible yet, I think that you being on your phone, which is something that you're already comfortable with, and reading your Bible there is a great start as well. There are tons of different translations of the Bible. For me, I started off with the New Living Translation, the NLT. It's very easy and digestible. This Bible, which is my second Bible, is ESV, that's English Standard Version. I would not recommend starting off with King James or New King James. Find what's best and easiest for you to digest and understand, and that'll make Bible studies and things like that easier for you. So I would do verse of the day. I would find an easy translation of the Bible. There's Bible plans, like I said, on the Bible app. Whatever you're going through, whatever situation, you can find a Bible plan on that, and they vary. They could be 2-day Bible plans, 3 days, 10 days, 20 days, whatever you are comfortable committing yourself to. It's basically like a devotional, and you go in and you read it. Maybe look up any verses that's in it. Well, actually, you don't have to look up verses, because all the Bible plans that I've done, they have the verse in it. So you might read a devotional that's a few paragraphs, and then you'll scroll through and you'll see Bible verses that are relating to that devotional, relating to what you just read. So yeah, I just think that's kind of a great start. Like I said, whatever you're going through, depression, anxiety, finances, relationships, any topic, you can look up and find a Bible plan on. And it's been beneficial to me. I've read a lot of Bible plans on my Bible app, so I think it can be beneficial to you. Then when you are ready to get a physical Bible, I would still go with an easy translation, like I said. This is my second Bible. Okay, love her. She's beautiful. And for me, I prefer Bibles that have margins that you can write in, because me, I'm a note taker. Okay, I like to take notes. I like to highlight things that stand out, highlight verses, anything like that. I like to write notes in the margins. I think it's very beneficial and helpful, helps you understand what's going on more. Even if you get hit with a revelation or a strong emotion, going in the margins and writing and like journaling to God a little bit, whatever the case is, I really think that a journaling Bible, that's what they're called, I really think a journaling Bible will be beneficial for you, especially if you're a big writer like me. And then of course, a devotional. I did say devotionals earlier about the Bible app. If you don't know what a devotional is, it's basically time that you devote to God, whether 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they're just kind of quick little passages, quick little paragraphs about whatever topic the writer is writing about. Let me see. Let me try to find one to give you an example. Let me see. This one has 31 days. This is 31 days, a day and night devotionals or devotions. So this is day, this is night. And the idea is that you read them daily. So here's one. You make everything feel okay, that everything will work out. You keep me in perfect peace even during a storm. So this devotional is in like a journaling to God format, and I love it so far. I think it's a really good devotional. But there are all different types of devotionals that you can find. Some of them will contain verses. Yeah, I just think devotionals are great. You can pair them with your Bible study, but I think they're also great for when maybe you have a busy day, a busy schedule, and you can only maybe dedicate 5 or 10 minutes to God. I think having, a prayer in the morning and then doing your 5-10 minute devotional is a great way to start your day. Maybe doing that verse of the day and then a devotional can be beneficial to you. But yeah, I would just recommend the Bible app, a physical Bible when you're ready, devotionals, things like that. Those are good tools to help strengthen your relationship with God. So now that you've gotten the essentials, you have the Bible app, or you bought a Bible, maybe you bought a devotional on Amazon. Now it's really about spending time with them. How do you spend time with them? What's the amount of time to spend time with them? I'm going to tell you right now, it's all about the quality over quantity, okay? It doesn't matter how much time you spend with God, as long as you spend time with Him and you are intentional about it, okay? I'd rather you spend 10 minutes in the morning reading His Word, feeling more at peace, feeling connected with Him, and actually learning something than spending an hour aimlessly reading the Bible, not learning anything, not taking any notes, not feeling anything. And you're not always going to feel something when you read the Word, and you're not always going to get some huge revelation when you read it either. But I'm just saying, I would rather you spend 10 minutes that have been so insightful for you than an hour where you're not gaining anything. So yeah, it's about quality over quantity. And how you spend time with God is up to you. Like I said earlier, everybody's relationship with God is different. Everybody experiences God differently. There is no one size fits all. Some people really experience Him when they do their devotional and Bible study in the morning. Some people do it at night. Some people live a more busy schedule that they can only do a devotional every day, and maybe can only do a Bible study, a real Bible study on the weekend or the days that they're off work. It's not one size fits all. You have to find what works with you, what works with your lifestyle. I don't want you to get too overwhelmed and feel like, oh gosh, I have to do this way. Everybody else is. If I don't do it this way, then something bad's gonna happen to me. God's not gonna bless me. I don't want you to think like that, because that's very damaging. But finding time to spend with Him really is up to you. What you find comfortable, what fits into your lifestyle, what fits into your schedule, and then what you do with that time is up to you. Some people spend time with God through their Bible reading. Some people go to the gym and that's where they experience God. Maybe they listen to worship music and that's where they really feel God's presence while they're lifting weights or when they're on the treadmill. Maybe you're a very creative person and you like to write, and so you start writing to God and that's how you spend time with Him. Maybe you're a painter. Maybe you put on some music in the background and you paint while you talk to God. There are endless ways to spend time with God. There is no one way. And I would just say the best thing to do, what I would do, is that I would incorporate Him into what I already do in my life. Whatever hobby that I have, like I said, maybe you write, you read, maybe you like to exercise, maybe you like to ride a bike around town or go for a 3-mile run every day. That's a great time to spend with God while you do your hobby. Incorporating God into your life, into your hobbies, into your lifestyle is a great way to spend time with Him. But then of course, like we should read his word. It's very beneficial to read his word. So I would also set time aside to do devotionals and to read his word. I think those two things, reading his word and incorporating him into our daily practices, into our hobbies, I think those are going to get you really far on your walk with him. So yeah, talk to him about what you're going through, talk to him about your emotions, your day, what you need for him, express gratitude, but then also ask, what you need from him. I also would say, how to pray is acknowledgement, your confessions of sin, asking God to forgive you, to remove any unforgiveness from your heart. You tell him your cares and you pray about others. You don't have to do this every time. I'm not saying you need some perfect plan on how you pray. Prayer is really talking to God. There are some times where you will pray and you're asking God for things and you're thanking him for things. And then there are times where you're talking to God just about anything, ranting to him like he's your best friend, and that's technically a prayer. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I would say that if you don't know what to pray for, you can pray over anything. Pray for your protection and safety. Pray for healing. Pray for growth. Pray for him to open your heart and eyes to what he wants you to learn, what he wants you to see. Maybe you need a new job opportunity. You could pray about that. You could pray for your spouse, pray for your kids. You can pray for whatever you want. And I'm not saying that in a way of like use God as a genie, like pray for him for $1 million. That's taking advantage. That's using God as a genie. I would also say don't just go to God and pray to him when things are bad and you like need him as a pick-me-up. You also need to just pray to God just to pray to him. Pray to him when life is going good. Pray to him when life is going bad. Hang out with him and spend time with him when things are going bad and when they're going good. But you can pray to God basically about anything that's going on in your life, anything that you want to happen, anything that's negative that you need like removed from your life, like whatever it is, you can pray to him. And prayer is not just this concise list of, okay, I gotta confess my sins first, I gotta ask for forgiveness, I gotta tell God to help me forgive other people before I can start praying. Like, you're gonna make prayers like that, and then you're gonna make prayers that are not like that, where you're just ranting to him, just talking to him, whatever the case is. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the next thing that I would do is I would start pivoting what I listen to and what I watch to more faith-based content. So what I mean by that, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, if you watch YouTube videos, start looking up and finding Christian content creators. Obviously, you want to be mindful and have some discernment. You don't want to listen to any and everything that everybody tells you. You don't want to be a sponge soaking in all different types of advice. There are people out there whose motives are off. There are people who are, a wolf in sheep's clothing. There are people who aren't as wise as they think they are, and they can be misleading people, misleading other Christians. So you do want to be careful. But for me, and for a lot of Christians, following other Christians gives a sense of community. It helps inspire you on your walk. You can learn some things as well. And it's just been beneficial to me. You might come across people who do Bible studies, who give testimonies. You might find Christian couples that talk about their relationship, and you might learn things about Christian relationships, Christian marriages. You might come across vlogs or lifestyle content of Christian men and women, watching them wake up and do their Bible studies before starting their day. That type of stuff is just really kind of good to consume outside of the negativity that is the world or whatever. It's been beneficial to me. I love to do it. I'll go for walks or go to the gym and listen to Christian podcasts. There are some great Christian podcasts out there as well. There are Christian movies, Christian shows, like the show The Chosen. It is an amazing show, literally so good. You can watch it for free, but it's also streaming on Netflix, I think. So yeah, just pivoting your content, pivoting what you listen and what you watch to be more faith-based can be very helpful on your journey. I'm not gonna lie, not everything that I watch, read, or listen is faith-based, but a lot of it is, and that's fine. So it's been helpful on my journey. It might be helpful to you. I would find a church home. Now, this may be daunting to some people that may have like social anxiety, or you just kind of hesitant, like, I don't really want to go to church. Maybe you've experienced some church hurt, you have some church trauma, I get it. Or maybe you know that you won't be able to go to church with anybody. Maybe you're the only person that's giving their life to God in your family, and so you'd have to go to church alone. I go to church alone basically every Sunday, and I love it, but I get people that tend to be more nervous and deal with some social anxiety. That could be daunting, that can be scary, that could be uncomfortable. I do understand that, and I do want you to take baby steps and ease yourself into this and not get too overwhelmed, or feel like you have to have some perfect routine or this perfect life in order to come to God. But at some point we do have to kind of get out of our comfort zone and face our fears and do something different. Don't get me wrong, I love watching sermons online. That's another thing that I recommend that goes along with my last point with the content. Do look up Christian YouTube channels. A lot of churches have YouTube channels where they stream their services or upload their past services, and you can go on there and find a lot of sermons. And that can help in your relationship with God. But at some point we have to take out the isolation aspect and doing things alone and start doing things in community. That means going to a physical church, and when you know you've gone to that church for a little bit, start to get involved in that church. Hopefully you're able to find a good church for you that fits you and has a lot to offer. The church that I go to has a lot to offer. They have a multimedia team where people come and help with the services, you know, put the lyrics up and the graphics, all that sort of stuff. There's people that greet, you know, they're greeters, so they greet people at the church. There should be a lot of different teams and things to do in the church that you go to. You should most likely find something that you like to do. And hopefully your church has small groups where it's like maybe 10 of you, maybe less than 10, where you meet up maybe once a week and do a Bible study, or you do, you know, you hang out in the church, maybe you do game nights, things like that. Like my church offers a lot of different things for all age groups, kids, teens, young adults. I do hope that you do find a church that has a lot of variety and has a lot to offer so that you can get involved. But like I said, at some point we've got to get out of just watching sermons online, and we've got to get into God's house. Okay, I'm not saying God's presence isn't in your home or your apartment and you can only experience him at church, but at some point we do have to get out into community. You're a Christian. If you don't have Christian friends or Christian family members, where are you going to meet them? You're going to meet them at church. You never know. You may meet your best friend there. You may meet your husband or wife there. You never know. It is important to start going to a physical church and at some point getting involved in that church, building that community, meeting people, making friends, networking, all that sort of stuff. So I do hope that you at some point get into a church and you do find the right church that is for you and that offers a lot so that you can get involved and find something that you love to do, but glorify God while doing it, basically. All right, before I close, I just want to say one more thing, and I want you to understand that your life is going to change for the better. You're going to start changing. Your mind's going to start being renewed. The mindsets and things that you had before are going to be different. The things that you thought were cool or fun or okay to do in the past is no longer going to be cool or fun or okay. You're going to start feeling different. You're going to start wanting to act different, and not in this like controlling, only rules, like God only loves you when you follow his rules sort of way. God loves you regardless. It's really more about a relationship. But, you know, just like I said at the beginning of the video, where you don't have to be perfect to come to God, you know, you come as you are and then you change as you're with him. Be open to that change. Your eyes are going to be opened, and you can't go back. Like once your eyes are opened, you can't go back. You can't see it how you saw it before because you've been exposed to something different. Like for me, growing up, I always thought that, you know, having sex was okay. Like for me, as long as you were in a committed relationship and you loved that person, you know, I was comfortable having sex. There are some people who don't even think that. They think that sex is fine with whoever, whenever, whether you're in a relationship with them or not. But once I came to God, I learned that sex is only okay in the bounds of marriage. And I believe that, and now I want to hold myself until marriage. Even though I'm not a virgin, I do want to re-wait, and there's nothing wrong with that. But because I got closer to God and I learned more about his word and you know, what's good and what isn't, my mindset changed. So just be open for that sort of stuff. You know, a month, 6 months, a year down the road, you're gonna look back and think like, man, I've changed as a person. Like, I'm no longer that person, but it's gonna be for the better. So just be mindful that your life is going to change. Like, once you really open this door, there's like no going back. So be mindful of that, be open to it. You know, it's exciting. It's also kind of daunting, because once your eyes do become open, it's a harder journey, because now your flesh, you know, wants to continue to do the things that you've learned aren't right, but your mind and your spirit want to do what is right. And so it's this tug and pull, it's this battle that you have to fight. And it's not easy, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. But it's worth it. I wouldn't go back. I'm glad that my eyes are open. I'm glad that I see things differently. But yeah, just know that you're going to start to see things differently. You're going to start to be renewed and changed and transformed. And that's a part of the process. That's the whole point. So yeah, that's all that I have to say. I hope this video helped someone, and I do wish you the best on your walk with God. I pray that you get to experience him. I pray that you get to experience that transformation and that change. I pray that you get healing. I pray that you experience growth and that things are just up from here. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.